when you're feeling overwhelmed, the dangers that that can cause in your life of ruining the things that you love. So do you ever find yourself where you're doing something that you used to love, but you don't really feel like you love it as much for some reason, and you feel different about it? It's like, I used to actually enjoy this more. What's wrong with me? Why am I feeling like this? This can come from a process, and I'm promising I'm not going to go too technical on this stuff, but just for context, in psychology, it's called reconsolidation. So whatever mood you're in will color everything that you do. And for this video, we're going to call it transference. So just imagine a feeling when you have it, if it's a low feeling, and if you were to give it a color, like if it was red, and that red mist was kind of radiating out of you while you were going through your day. Maybe you're in work and stuff's going on at home and you're feeling just low and agitated and you're not feeling yourself. Your mind is coloring everything that you're doing with the feeling every time you're in a feeling. So you have to be careful when you're in a feeling that you don't bring that mood into your relationships, because even when you come home from work and you're talking about your bad day to your partner and you're venting your bad day on them and telling them what happened, that starts to make a connection. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, it starts to make a connection to the other person. So you're feeling stressed and low and you're talking to your partner about the things that are going wrong in work. And you have to ask yourself, is that making him feel better or worse? And if he's feeling like stressed out and frustrated for you, the mind is starting to do this process called transference. And it's transferring the feeling onto the other person. It starts to think after a while, this person must have something to do with this feeling, because every time I see them, I'm feeling like this. So then they become a trigger. They become a reminder, so that when you come home from work, you feel like you need to vent on them. And I'm not saying not to do that. And it is healthy to talk about stuff when you're feeling low. But what I am saying is just be careful that you don't do it too much, because it can color everything that you do. So if you're doing something that you love doing and you're feeling stressed, and you, let's say, if for golf, this is a common thing with golfers start to feel like they don't love golf as much as they used to, because they're having conflicts in work or they're having conflicts at home or some stuff going on in their life, and they're feeling low while they're driving to the golf course. And then when they get to the golf course, you could just imagine that red mist is kind of just spraying out of them, and it's coloring the golf course with this kind of feeling. And it's like, oh, I'm not in the humor of this today. I think I'll go home. Why am I not enjoying golf anymore? I used to enjoy it, but like now I'm starting to feel like I don't love it anymore. And now the feeling and the golf course get connected together, and then that person goes home and starts like being inquisitive about, why don't I love golf anymore? And it starts to make them feel bad. Now they wake up the next day and they only have to think about the golf course, and the two of them are connected together. And then just the thought of going to the golf course can trigger off the feeling. Just the thought of seeing somebody that's always talking about how they had a bad day in work, that can just start to trigger off a negative feeling. And just kind of become aware of this, that you have to be kind of a little bit aware of what's going on while you're doing this, because sometimes it can start to ruin everything. Even when you're driving on the way home from work and you're driving you're on the way home, you're just kind of frustrated about something that happened in work and you're feeling that negative feeling, and then you drive into your driveway and you bring that feeling home with you, and your mind is going, okay, this house must have something to do with this feeling, and it starts to make the connections. And then all of a sudden you just find you're having more low days than you are about good days. Now the good thing about this is it can be turned around just by being aware of it. You can stop it happening, and it's about becoming more consciously aware of this process, that it is actually something that does happen, and you can do it the opposite way as well. So if you learn to change your mood, or just, I think for most important, the thing would be learn how to get out of the bad mood, so that you're not in a bad mood. It's not so much about putting yourself into a good mood all the time, because sometimes that's not going to fit the context that you're in and become very annoying for people. But more, how can I just get out of the low mood and be kind of neutral, be at peace? And then if you bring that peaceful feeling home, your mind's going to start to make connections with that peaceful feeling. If you're a golfer and you're going to the golf course and you bring a peaceful feeling in your and you're comfortable in your own skin, and you go onto the golf course, the mind will start to go, okay, every time I'm on the golf course I feel at peace. then all you have to do is think about the golf course and you'll feel at peace. If you're coming home from work and you're stressed out and you see your kids, your mind's going to try and make a connection. It's not doing it intentionally, it's just the way it works. It's a very clever process if you understand how it works and you use it on purpose. So keep watching my videos, giving you more little kind of concepts and insight to get you to stop feeling bad. And then when you learn to stop feeling bad and you're in that neutral place, then you can decide whether you want to make yourself feel good or not, using the same process that you use to feel bad. Now, again, I'm not diminishing anybody's problems. I'm not saying that anybody is doing this on purpose. But if you start to become aware of how to do it on purpose, then you can use this same process that gets you into a low mood to put you into a better mood. So, Mike, I'm Paul Campbell. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next videos.